Hi everybody, Cindy Martin here, also known as Teacher's Brain. Want to pop in here real quick and show you the 120th day of school for mainly first grade teachers who teach the concept of 120. So I will show you real quick all of the things that you can find in this download. First, you can find some ideas for both in-person and virtual on this page. If you don't want to send this out to the kids, so just delete it before it goes out. And if you make a mistake, you can always use this undo button, what I call the magic wand. I tell kids, especially if they're not familiar with using digital slides, if you're going to do virtual, show them the magic wand. It's very important. Okay, so you can set up your centers if you wanted to do centers, as in 5 centers, or you can do all 17 for the whole week to celebrate 120 day. Delete anything you don't want to use, you don't want to push out. I recommend making an extra copy for yourself before you edit it and then send out what you want to your students. If you look, every single one of these slides will have an activity number that you can edit the activity number. You cannot edit the backgrounds. Now you can add, I already put in a count to 120 with Jack Hartman. You can just push play, the kid.
Hey, Grandpa, I'm ready to work out today.
Grandma, I like to feel my...
Alright, so you can play that, or you can, if you don't want to have that video and you have another one, just remove it and go to insert and insert your new video. If you don't want to have a video, you can just delete this and then change your activity numbers to whatever to fit your needs. Here's one for 120th day dot art. Students, there are already 120 dots here, and all students have to do is move the dots onto the rainbow to make their 120. If they make a mistake, teach them that magic wand. 120 fish. I already started this one for you. Students just go ahead and drag their fish until they see 12 groups of 10 fish, and that will equal 120, and they have to try to fill up the bowl with their 120 fish, dragging them one at a time. This one's I Bug My Teacher for 120 days. Remember here, you can change the activity number if you wanted to do it differently. The students will add their name. There are 120 bugs down here below, groups of 10. And the students can make 12 groups of 10 in order to make 120. This one's clown hair. They're going to drag the circles to make the clown hair. This one I did for you. This one's a monster, my 120th day monster, and it tells them to add 10 eyes, 10 circles, 10 triangles, 10 squares, arms, buttons, mouths, hearts, so on. So you guys get the point. So this is what I was working on, and let me go ahead and erase it so you can see what the original way it looks. Okay, so this is what the monster looks like beforehand, and then on the next slide is where they will copy and paste their 120 parts. Now the eyes are all done together, so it's easier to copy, but they can also highlight several parts and then copy those by right-click, copy, go to the monster, and paste. It would be easier for students to keep these in groups of 10 so that they can count it to make sure they've got 120 parts. Next we have the activity number 7, which is drag the circles in the 10 frames. I already started these for you. In order to make 12 groups of 10, which equals what? And the students have to fill that one out. Activity 8 is 120 buttons. They would drag, there's already 120 on here in groups of 10. They would drag their 10 buttons over to make 12 groups of 10. This one I started for them already. It is gumballs. So they're just going to drag 120 gumballs into the machine. Put all these back. Let's get some exercise going for 120th day. The students need to do 10 side stretches, 10 toe touches, jumps on the right foot, left foot, jumping jacks, sit-ups, lunges, so on. So every time they do, they will take one of these, and students will drag to say when they've done it. And then right here it says done. How many did you do? You did write how many fitness activities you did that day. Here's one that takes a little bit of time, but it's to write your name 120 ways. You can change the font. So for example, if my name was Ben, B-E-N, I could go in here, and if I really liked a different color, my favorite color, maybe it's purple, I could put that up there. And you could do this for all of the 120. There are 120 edit boxes on this already pre-done, so you don't need to add any more to it. There are two 120-second activities where the students will have 120 seconds to find 3 items: a book, a spoon, a shoe. This is for virtual learning, of course. And once they go, they get back see if they can get back in time. They're going to start this. And then they go find the book, find a shoe, find a spoon, see if you get back in time. If you did, write why or why not. This one is clap your hands 120 times. If it helps, they can have no sound on for this one and just wait for it to go off so that it makes it easier for them to count. But they would count how many claps can they do in 120 seconds. Can they do more than 120, or is it less? And then they log it in there. This is a super fun one. You will take either your picture or your student's picture. Kids would love to do you. This was an example that I did of my son, and you insert here, you can insert the image from your computer of the student or yourself and let them turn their teacher into 120 years old. And then down here, they will cut and paste these different parts to put on top of the face in order to make them look 120 years old. And a fun fact, I wouldn't say fun, but interesting fact, is the oldest living person on record is a lady who lived in France, and she was 122 years old in 164 days. Okay. Here, you already have edit boxes. You have checks down here to check off after you do your writing. If you had $120, what would you do? And you just check off, did you use capitals, punctuation? If you love writing, you can continue on this page. You have another one here for, would you rather 120 pieces of gum or 120 chocolate bars? Write about it. Give reasons with an example to support your opinion, and restate your opinion at the bottom for your conclusion. And you also have an extra sheet here to continue writing. Now, the rest of these are for teachers who want to do these activities in person. If you want to do them in person, you can print the rest of these off, and the students can just draw in or paint or whatever, add 120 fish to the fish bowl, and they're the same activities. You're just going to be able to do these in person. Add 120 circles to make clown hair, add 120 shapes to make a monster. Everything's the same. And then I also have lined, so you can print those off and they can do handwriting in class, or you can have them print them off at home if you want them to take a picture of their work and send it back to you. So we have those lines, and we also have primary lines. That's it. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I had a lot of teachers who love the 100th day activities that are similar to this, and I had teachers who asked me to please make it for 120th. So I hope you enjoy them.